What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. You've reached Juju. Everybody love Juju. 1, 2. Good morning. Good Monday morning. Testing 1, 2. How y'all doing? What's happening? What a weekend of hoops that we've had. Oh my goodness. So much going on. And I try to bring you the AP Top 25. As far as I can see, I have not gotten it on I usually get it from my Twitter page. Don't know if you guys have seen it yet. A lot of other stuff going on. Good morning, Nippy. Thank you for joining me. Per usual, you're so faithful. Yeah, what a weekend. Oh my gosh. Starting with I'm still watching the highlights. Oh, you're exercising? Oh my gosh. I walked the dogs. That's about all the exercise I got this morning. Not too much. Not too much. I'm not ready to I can't really be gone too long with that, but from the house because of what I got to do. But I really admire that. That's good. You gotta exercise, Nip. We gotta get in shape for this run, right? We gotta get in shape for this run about what's got to happen. Oh my gosh. Where do I begin, y'all? Where do I begin? I know we're gonna have some Naismith players of the week. We're gonna have some league players in the week. I did more. I probably did. Honestly, we all need to get out and get our exercise together. Make sure we touch grass, right? Ground ourselves, as they say. All right, I just got the word. Listen, it's from what I could just scroll and see. Partly, I'm gonna get right to it, but just what I could see, partly is kind of like what I thought. I kind of thought maybe something different for SoCal, but it's cool. We got out of that seventh spot and that sixth spot. So I'll say that for you. I'll say that right now. Okay, good morning. Good morning, USC had a great weekend. Oh my gosh. Yes, we did. I mean, the trap game set that for both us and UCLA, we definitely didn't fall into it, thank God. UCLA came very, very close to falling in the trap without the Lauren Betts being injured. And that's the thing, man. You know, these little nagging injuries that these players are having, or you sitting out a game, like more than 2 games in a season and expect to be player of the year. I don't buy that. I don't buy that. Because durability, you got to be durability. So, all right, so let's get started. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to read it from the top, and all those who are coming in late will have to catch up. They probably would have already read it, but let's get started. At number 1, just so we thought, I was trying to bring it up through the AP poll and have it flash before you guys as I'm going over it. But for some reason, it's not coming up on the news part of it. Let's see. I'm gonna try it. I get it off of Twitter, but when I go to AP, maybe I don't have the right tab open to see it because I want to show it while I'm talking. I want to try to be creative here, but I can't because it's not giving what I needed to give, y'all. So before you start saying anything and jumping ahead, don't be a spoiler. Let me go through this for those who don't know. Okay. And maybe I'll find it later. All right. Good morning. Yep, we did have a great weekend. All right. So look. All right. So for me, for AP poll, why these ads come up now? Move. Oh, wait. This is AP. Dang it. This is AP men's. Is this AP men's or women's? Oh, AP women. Let's get to it. I'm tripping. AP women's poll. Number one, as you thought. Good morning, Bear Beauty. What's happening? AP women's number one, Notre Dame, 22-2. They got 16 votes. Now, you didn't think that they weren't, right? I know y'all didn't think that. Texas number two. UCLA number three. Yes, UCLA number three, y'all, not us, because that's where I thought we would be. Number four, USC, UConn 5, South Carolina 6, LSU 7, Ohio State 8th. Ohio State still hanging in there, my God. North Carolina 9, TCU 10, Duke 11, Kansas State 12, North Carolina State 13, Kentucky 14, 15. Look at old Tennessee. They trying to get in that Sweet 16. They getting that Sweet 16, y'all. They're gonna spoil somebody. They're gonna spoil somebody's show if they continue to mature and maturate at the speed that they are. 16, Oklahoma. 17, West Virginia. 18, Alabama. 19, Baylor. 20th, Georgia Tech. Okay. 21, Maryland. 22, Michigan State. 23, Creighton. 24, Oklahoma State. And 25, Illinois. So many teams that we're going to be playing. What's up, HTI? What's happening? What's happening? I had a football player up yesterday. I was hoping you would come through. MJ came through because I knew MJ would know my brother, like really, really good friend of mine. Probably known 30 years, maybe more than that, more than 30 years. Played for the UW Huskies and the NFL Broncos. He's an announcer, like color commentator type guy for the University of Huskies, Greg Lewis. But it's up on my page. And I was doing a girl dad special because I know his daughters, and I know his daughters had played ball. I learned that they got a state championship in Washington. No problem. I understand. I can always go back and look. But he said he'll come back because he follows women's hoops. I used to play when he was in his off season in college. I played ball with him. Him and the MVP Chuck Mincy from the Rose Bowl and Donnie Jones. They're like they're my big brothers. And yeah, we used to play ball. And I always tease people about how clumsy football players are that try to play basketball, and they would just like, I hated playing with them because I felt like they just throw their body around like this is not football. But these guys could really hoop, and they was like, I was like, and I had my hood guys out with me to play with them, and in LA, I never seen anybody like get down on them like this, but these fellas was like some real athletic, cross training football player, basketball player type dudes. So he was on the show. So yeah, and getting back, Nippy said, I knew we would move to 4 because they only dropped SC down 2 spots when they lost. So I knew UCLA would go down to 3. But do you think UCLA gone down to 3 because they've only suffered 1 loss? Because look, no, UCLA dropped down. UCLA dropped down to 3. And what were we ranked? Nippy, I don't forgot. Were we 6 or 7? I think we were 6. I think we were 6. And so, that they came down 3 spots. But remember when UCLA overtook South Carolina, maybe it was because it was early and there was really no not a lot of games played, but UCLA was like behind us, way behind us. They were like 6, something crazy, and they dropped them. They dropped them down, so we were 6. So they dropped. They took the number 1 spot from South Carolina at that time. So whatever. So Notre Dame is 22-2. They go up against Duke today. We're gonna watch that game together. 26-2 Texas, 24-1 UCLA. So I don't know how UCLA has. They have more wins than us, and we've only got 2 losses, so that's great. So the top 1, 2, 3 teams, we only have 2 losses, y'all. And then UConn has 3 losses. South Carolina has 3. Oh, LSU has 2, and they have 25 wins. But I think the strength of schedule is what got them. So we moved up 2. UCLA dropped 2. Notre Dame went up 1. Texas went up 1. USC went up 2. UConn went up 2. South Carolina dropped 2. I said that. LSU dropped 2. Ohio State went up 1. North Carolina went up 3 spots. I don't know what they did to do that. UCLA was 4 when they were 4, Donovan, when they beat UCLA. It was early in the season. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. All right. North Carolina went up 3 spots. TCU went up 1. Duke went up 2. Now Duke is in the 11th spot. If they got the nerve and audacity to beat Notre Dame today, y'all, that would be good, because that would give Notre Dame a wake-up call, because they've got 2 losses. But the crazy thing is to imagine, I can't even imagine Texas being number 1, y'all. I don't know what they done did or what they done woke up, and they just woke up and starting to play and be everything that the experts had predicted. I know the experts were like predicting that of them like last year, and I couldn't see it. I just I don't understand what you guys see in Texas. I mean, Madison was cooking, and I believe in having a superstar go-to player, but I couldn't see it last year. LSU really pissed me off with that loss yesterday, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I needed them. Look, yeah, you and me both. I needed them to beat Texas. I really did. Because it just dropped them 2 spots, and I don't know. I don't know where they would have landed and where we would have landed as a result, because they might have been over us though, Nippy, if they won. Think about it. I hope there's an upset. Duke got old girl. What's her name? Oluchi. I keep hearing about Oluchi. I keep hearing that Toby Fournier is playing pretty good ball. I wonder if she's gonna unleash her. Preston is what saved that game. Preston from Texas. Yeah, I always talk about her. HD. I always talk about Preston. You want to come up? You want to come? Let me invite you if you got time. I don't know if you working or what you doing. I'm gonna put that the link in the stream, nephew, if you want to come, because there was just a lot going on, and I know you don't feel like typing all that. Madison didn't even play well. No, she had a funky first half, but we've seen Juju do that, and with great players, then she kind of came back in the second half and did what she needed. They moved Rory up. Finally, talk to me about that. Talk to me about moving Rory off ball. Shit, I've been saying that. I ain't trying to help him, but damn.
What's up, Auntie?
What's up, nephew?
Chilling.
What? Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't really study that game. I've been yelling. I've been not trying to help Texas, but I was like, you need to move Rory off ball a little bit. Like, come on, a lot of it. Like, what happened?
Rory is this is what I got into it with Sky fans last year, because I think people just start watching women's basketball. Rory reminds me of Dana even though Dana was a better shooter, is a
Yeah.
better shooter, a little better defender.
Mm-hmm.
Rory is better playing off the ball. If you notice, Dana's best years was when she was off the ball, not having to worry about I'm gonna get you the ball, I'm gonna get you the ball. That's Rory's game. Like Rory and Madison are much a deadlier combo when they're both playing off the ball. When Preston come in the game, Preston's looking to pass the ball, or she's gonna get to the second level, collapse the defense, and she's gonna get the ball to her players. It doesn't matter whether it's
Taylor
Big O,
Jones,
right?
Big O.
Exactly. She can get the ball, and then she comes in the game with a mindset. I've always said this about quarterbacks and point guards. You either got it or you don't. It's not no I gotta learn my decision making. You gotta have it where you gotta get it to your best player. And that's what she does. Rory, what messes her up is she's indecisive. And that's what happened with Dana last year. If you watch Dana, you could tell was not comfortable running the point because she's not a point guard. That's not in her system. Her system is to come down. I'm gonna jack this three up.
Yeah.
Game over. That's how I play. But if you got to make that person who's aggressive at shooting learn how to pass that ball and get the ball out to people, your team's going to be clunky. That's why for years, OKC, if you remember with Westbrook and KD, you would always watch and be like, why does it look like Auntie Sesby saying, why is it so clunky? Like they're not, because Westbrook is a two guard. He's not really a natural point. So when James Harden came into the game, if everybody used to watch James, you're from that area. So you remember James and those when he went to college, I think it was Oregon State. He ran the point. He knew how to run the point guard. He got that's why it's so natural for him to, all right, I'm going to set you up. I'm going to set you up because that's in him. That's instilled in him to do it. And then he picks and chooses when I'm going to score. I don't have to score right away. I could do it. I could drop 30 on you, but I could get 15 assists as well. Westbrook, he's not that. He don't have that in him. That's why when you watching him with the Nuggets, he actually looks the best he's ever looked because Joker's the point, and Russ can run freely like he always was at UCLA. But see, people don't know that. We're so used to, okay, the traditional point guard, you don't necessarily need a traditional point guard depending on the system. If you got a Madison Booker and a Rory Harmon, you just need a point guard who's able just to get them the ball. You don't really need the best point guard in the world.
Think about this. Before she was injured, she was to me like a shoot first point guard.
Exactly.
And now that she doesn't have that speed and that agility to pull it off and pop, because she's like, this is what I would do. I'm scared to do it. I'm gonna hit front rim. What do I do? But I'm like, girl, we already on a different tempo and pace and speed. You're thinking too. I can see you thinking too much because I know what you would have. You were her. That girl, I was ready. You were, but you're not.
Rory's nice.
So that hesitation thing or everything that you're saying, it messes everybody up because now, like you're coming down the way my team plays. USC, we're in transition. We're trying to score before you get to your defense and set up.
Correct.
Okay? Now, if you're not set up, we're going to score. We're going to try to score. And then if you do get set up, now it's a motion, it's a read and react offense, and then you're going to go into like maybe motion or a play that Coach G calls. Well, what happens with Rory is like, Rory, they're already there. They're ready to go. You are like steps behind. You're like kind of off because of the injury. And everybody has to move and motion because you didn't get off the ball soon enough. I wanted like Madison last year was balling at the point.
Madison can run it too. Yeah, Madison's good at running it as well. I want to see LSU do that. I want them to put Michaela at the point because Michaela ran point in high school. Yeah,
I saw her keep starting to come to the top a little bit, and I said, Michaela, I didn't know you could do that.
Yes, Michaela's listen. Yes, yeah, because they're trying to run the point through Big Four. Big Four is not a point guard. I don't want four I don't want
No,
Big Four running the point. And then they
no.
got Dave Wilson in there. Dave Wilson is better as a backup point guard. Like if I could bring you off the bench, she'll be good to come in off the bench. But on the floor, she's not good in a Kim Mulkey system. Kim Mulkey's system is predicated around your bigs, then to the wing. The problem is the bigs. Anissa Morrow's isn't a natural big like Angel or Brittany Griner was. And this was from my boy Prince. Prince, he was talking about it yesterday on my channel on Daytime Action.
Mm-hmm.
Brittany Griner and Angel are willing passers from the post.
Yes.
So it's easy. It's easy for them. That's when I said LSU misses Angel. I'm not taking away from everybody else. I think people are in this negative world where you say something, but it's like you're dissing somebody.
No,
Angel,
you're just talking like I know it. Go. I think like you do. When I say that, I'm not putting them down. It's true.
Right. Angel is a point guard. So people forget she grew into being a 4 and a 5. So she makes the extra pass. This is why Anissa Morrow, it was easier for her to play last year because all she had to do is shoot from the elbow. Like Anissa Morrow is a scoring big. She's not I'm a pass first big. That's not her game. And it's kind of hindering her because you got her, Flaw J, and Michaela all on top of one another. All of them operate from the elbow, which is probably the most, which if you play basketball, which you a legend, Auntie. So you know that elbow shot is the most difficult. So if you knock that elbow shot, it messes the defense up because the defense don't expect you to pull up from there. So Anissa's great at shooting that shot or shooting on the baseline. That's her game. All mid-range. That's her game.
She can step out in the corner. I seen her.
Oh, yeah, she can step out the corner 3-2. Exactly. Yeah. But with Angel would occupy that space because they had to worry about her pulling down so many rebounds. This is why I was trying to tell people who are dumb, who hate on Angel. This is why they were double teaming and clogging the paint when they played the Sky, because Angel would get at least about 3 to 4 offensive boards a game. And if you played the game, you know that's high. That's very intricate. That's extra possessions. Yeah. So if you have Michaela run the point, that'll force the defense to have to shift to her because Michaela's the best scorer on the team. Even though Big Four is a beast, but she's the best scorer and shooter. Big Four is the best one-on-one player. I'm going to get on you one-on-one. I'm going to go to the hole. But if you move Michaela to the point, it'll open up the floor for Flaw J and for Anissa. They'll be easier to do because if you got Dave Wilson in the game, I don't have to worry about Dave Wilson. I could kind of cheat to the paint. That's what they do to South Carolina. That's why South Carolina lost to UConn because UConn was speeding up the tempo and they clogged the paint. They clogged the paint.
I didn't say clog the paint, but what I said was they sped them up. And they sped them up. The tempo. And, the lid was on the basket because they weren't used to being sped up and having to take a quick shot. But it's time for them. Like everybody across the country, their tempo and their pace and is sped up now.
Right.
And if you can't keep up, you're going to have an outcome even like that. And like I told, like, you don't know this, but I said if AZ gets halfway healthy, 3/4 healthy.
Oh, UConn's dangerous.
I said, you guys don't remember or something? When before the season started, we did a mock draft, right?
Right.
Do you know I had an AZ number at least 4. And they were like, nobody said, I know they was looking at me like, how did you? I was like, let me tell you something. The real AZ Fudd, that's not an anomaly what she did.
No.
Her shot she's one of the best. No, I want to say she's the best shooter. Like
she is. She's the best shooter in college. She's the best shooter in college. It's nobody, even Citron at her best don't compare to AZ. AZ is a special talent when it comes to shooting.
Is so fast that although she's not that fast to me, she doesn't seem that fast to me. or maybe she look a little clunky or wide, but I'm like, it's not about that. You can be the slowest, you can be the heaviest, you can be, but if you got a quick release, you're going to the pro, because that's the problem with the pros is you don't have a quick release. Her mama
No.
taught her that. Her mama shot like that.
AZ is not crazy to say that she can't.
Her
Like the only thing people were saying about AZ, and shout out to Perspective with Brooklyn. He always say, "Oh, y'all was laughing at me," and I'm like, "Well, I wasn't on the stream. I wasn't laughing. I know about." I'm like, "Dude, I knew about AZ. I watch women. I watch women's ball way before a lot of y'all. Y'all just got on the game because of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. I've been watching it, so we been knew about AZ." AZ's issue was her health. That's it. And I said the same thing you said. If AZ can show she can stay healthy at least through this tournament and through the March Madness, AZ, I wouldn't be surprised if the Sky say, you know what, we're gonna grab AZ for the 3. I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean,
if Miles isn't there, but like I said,
she follows her shot. She follows for rebound. She does have a special connection with Paige, to where Paige knows if it's not me, it's you, and if it's you, it's me. And then also she the way she kind of crisscrossed in front of her and tossed it to her, she knew that take the shot. She knew when she did this one, take the shot. She knows when to give it to her. They know when they read off of each other. And AZ is just like her feet be right, her release, her angles be right. You just know, and that she's gonna make it. But yesterday was just it was just a glimpse of her greatness that I know from years ago.
Yeah, I just think people.
Can she stay another year?
You said what? Could she stay another year?
Yeah, does she have another year eligibility?
She does, but I wouldn't stay if I'm her, because I wouldn't stay because think about it. If AZ come back, right? Let's say she gets hurt again on some BS, because a lot of her injuries are like freakishly, like they're not no intentional or you've seen it coming. It's just freakish, like how they happen. I think she ought to come out, because I don't think she falls. Because if she had, like I said, if she stays healthy through March Madness and stays healthy through the Big East first, and they're gonna wipe the Big East apart. They're gonna win that easy. Right. They probably ain't gonna play nobody, I think, until the Sweet 16, probably Sweet 16 or Elite 8. So they're gonna wipe everybody out. And she shows herself. She could get she could basically go high in the draft, like a top 5 pick, maybe top 3, or at worst she can go 10.
I said that because that league, that W needs somebody that can pull that 3 like that. I mean, Seattle always goes for UConn players, and they had my girl, she was from California, but she can never keep her weight down. But when she played at UConn, she was deadly with the 3. I cannot remember. I used to know it by heart. And then when AZ came after her, I was like, oh, you're a little so-and-so. But then AZ was like, AZ keeps her weight solid. She's still throwing her body around. She's not like scared. She's still durable. But it's like, it's something that runs in the family with the knees.
Right.
But when her mom did it and hurt her knees, they didn't have the medical technology that they have now.
Right.
So okay. So you said, now Texas, another thing about Texas for me is obviously Taylor Jones and Odaker.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Donovan. Thank you. He said it. It's Mosquito Lewis. You remember Mosquito Lewis? Thank you, Donovan.
Oh, Mosquito Lewis. Yeah. She was a beast.
Thank you, Donovan.
Thanks, Donovan.
Yeah, Mosquito Lewis. Mosquito Lewis was that girl, that shooter. But I think when I probably said she couldn't keep her weight down, to me, I think that probably jogged his memory. But then came along AZ, and I was like, okay, so we got another Mosquito Lewis. But AZ has not toppled off season or during her recovery. She has not put on too much weight or anything like that.
Right.
She's, she's real tough. She's real broad. But I couldn't figure out why ESPN and others had UConn so high. But here's the thing: they added Aubrey Griffith back. They added AZ back.
What's
You
the
got
other girl's name?
and then you got Jana Alford. Jana Alford played pretty.
You said
decent.
who? You had Sarah Strong, and then who else?
Jana Alford.
Who's the white girl? I can't think of her name, but when she's hot,
and when she's hot, Ashley Shade, she's hot.
Listen.
Yes, I know.
Listen, if she listen,
I can't stand her though because
I can't stand her. But listen,
she just be hot.
When she gets hot, when she's very streaky. But if she's hot, she's shooting you out the gym. It's over.
Yeah, Ashley, and then Ashley be doing. You know what, Ashley? I love about Ashley. If she not in the mix with with scoring, she's doing all the other, like coming out of nowhere, stealing the ball, getting those second chances and easy balls. And then KK Arnold will be ready for when you play a team that
I like KK Arnold. A lot of people don't like KK Arnold. I love KK Arnold.
I know what KK's
I love her game. I wish she was on my Florida State team right now because we'll have some defense. Because we ain't got no defense. Like our perimeter, like everyone tell me about Taniyah Laston, and I'm like, I don't even really like Laston. I like the girl next to her, Gordon. Gordon just don't get enough of the ball because Taniyah dominates it. But Gordon's the one that's the beast to me because she could finish with the left, she could finish with the right, she can go either way, and she could pull up. But it's like it's Taniyah's offense, so she can't really do anything. But Tipson, I think Tipson remind me of. Now listen, I was gonna say she remind me of Barker, but Barker stepped up last night, and I think the problem is Barker. Barker can't play with she can't play with Betts. She can't play with Betts. Barker is to me a undersized 5, a little bit of a 4, but she's an undersized 5. She can't play with Lauren Betts because they kind of do the same thing. And when Betts is in there, they get in each other's way. Because if you notice, when Betts wasn't there yesterday, Janiyah was dominating. And Michigan State ain't no slouch. Michigan State could play.
No, Michigan State can play, and you see how Janiyah had more room to operate.
Had more room, right?
She, and I've been a fan. I didn't watch Janiyah. I heard about all her troubles and things, and I was like, I have a friend that's close friends with, not close, but friend of Corey Close as a coach, and I said, you know what? That's kind of cool that Janiyah got over in California and is really adapting and likes the girls, likes to coach, and is really balling because she was so determined to beat us at SC that night. And I said, you know what? If you had more room, I didn't want to help her because I ain't trying to help them. But I was like, if you had more room, Janiyah, I was proud of you because you played really well against us. And I saw you guard Juju a little bit. But
he did.
I was hollering. This is the thing. People think Iowa exposed us with the zone, but the zone had never been a problem with the Nerds nor with this team. But what happened is Iowa was smart. People call it a 2-3 zone. I personally think it was a 2-1-2, and the reason I do is because
it was a 2-1-2.
Thank you, because
it was
comes to the free. What we do is we pull Drew to the free throw and Kennedy to the free throw, and then that's a pop. But every time I saw Drew try to do what we always do, I was like, God damn, where'd that girl come from? She's just standing there waiting for Drew. So then I studied. I woke up in the middle of the night like, how do I help them break the zone? I said, Drew needs to go behind the zone and then wait in the corner. But she was starting from the elbow going to the corner like a switch up and waiting the corner, Kennedy or K9. I was like, okay, that's cool. But for Juju, who is doubled and tripled, you have to move her. And all you guys ever say is Juju needs to this. She needs to move. And I was thinking, you call me a legend. I'll say this. I've been guarded like Juju. I've seen every kind of defense. We face guard, box guard, matchup zone, but they just followed me. So I had to come up with creative ways to get the ball. And so one of my things was to run the behind the defense.
Right.
and lose my man. And Drew did that, and she was like, I heard her. I could hear her through the TV. She was like, I never heard her call for the ball. She was like, whoa, 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 and then boom, they hit her in the corner. She hit the three.
Yep.
So
Yep.
basically, Janiyah, I felt bad because Janiah's clunky. I don't know why they didn't give her space to get through. She couldn't get through. Hopkins couldn't get through. Who else they throw her? They had London on her. They threw Dudley on her. I think about 4 people guarded Drew that night. And
Right.
you know, on a zone, sometimes your star or your person who is your shooting guard who's thereafter, you got to go behind and through the zone. Sometimes you do creative things. You run the baseline, you run behind the zone, and then come up that way through the middle behind the defense. You have to lose your man because Janiyah looked around like, where the hell did she go?
Right.
And then when she closed on her, it was like she was clunky with it, and they collided heads, and because it was like Drew is so shifty that
yeah,
and when you're trying to run at her to even you can't but you got to make them chase you on a zone, if that makes sense.
exactly.
Okay. They got to make them chase you. You got to make them chase you. And I think Janiyah was doing a really good job because one, she got height, she's athletic. When you put a taller player on Drew, that helps a little bit. But Drew's an anomaly, like my homeboy said. A pro athlete. He said, you know what? There's just some people that are just more gifted, more athletic, more these things that come along. You know what I mean? We all got something. We're all good, but then they may have just that extra like Jordan, that extra like Kobe, that extra like LeBron, that extra like the athletes, the stars that you see. They got another level of
her
gift
game
that they use.
Her game is polished. Like it's rare you find a player that athletic, that smooth. Like she reminds me of when Kyrie got in the NBA. Like his game was polished. Like he could do anything. He just had to build his muscles up to deal with the physicality. But his game could play. But her game is it's like extraordinary. Like her ability to play on and off the ball, you don't really see that a lot. And I think a lot of people don't understand she could switch her style up anytime she wants. And then defensively, for her to take on the challenge of playing sometimes the best perimeter player, or her being able to help block the shots or help rim protect. Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, and it's like
it's incredible. And I couldn't when it was like Hannah and you know, I like Hannah, but I love Drew. But she's the best two-way defense. I'm like, based on what? Oh, to steal the ball, Drew, you know, I was like, have you guys okay, I'm biased. Whether I'm biased or not, I said, how long have you been watching Drew? Do you know that this what she does? I mean, since last year?
I don't compare them.
I mean, it's two different players in a sense. Maybe her size, maybe Hannah's size makes her a fan favorite. I don't know.
I don't know. Like, you can't really compare them. It's like Juju is more of a, because I don't want to take away from both. Both are great. To me, both are going to be in the top 3.
Like we said earlier, if I say that, I'm not taking anything away from the other, because Hannah and Juju been like neck and neck since last year. Period. Like Hannah can do.
With Hannah, it's like this. When Hannah's not on the floor for that team, I don't know what it is. It's like that team can't operate. They can't operate how they do. It's like she's the engine. Like whether she's scoring, whether she's stealing the ball, whether she's rebounding, whether she's basically what we would say in football. She's a rover on defense. Basically, she plays like a zone, one person zone, and she reacts to where the ball is going. So a lot of times she'll jump the route, which we say, and get the pick. Or like if you watch the Super Bowl where Patrick Mahomes threw that pick, He threw it to this side because that guy who intercepted it was a rover. They had everybody push him to the right. So while everybody is trailing that receiver or that guy who's running, the rover just sitting there like, where is he going? Then as soon as he throw it, I go after ball, interception, because he's not accounted for, because you see this person on this person, that person on that person. You think, okay, they're running a man, but they're really not running a man. Because they're really running like a man zone. Right. She's more of that. She's more of a great off the ball defender. She's probably the best I've seen in a long time. Juju,
and I think she should play that at her size.
Yeah, she got to, because she's 5'6".
Yes.
Juju is an on-ball defender, and she could play off ball.
And she plus,
plus, Juju can switch on bigger opponents in the post, whether they're 6'3", 6'4". She's very underrated in her technique. She's very fundamentally sound. Juju, everything she does is fundamental. She reminds me of like Kyrie or Kobe Bryant. Kobe was the same way. Kobe was so fundamentally gifted. It hurts me that people try to compare him to Mike or LeBron. I don't really compare those three players because they're not the same. Plus, they play differently. Michael was a little bigger than Kobe was, a little stronger. Kobe was a little taller and longer, so he was able to guard the smaller, quicker guys a little better than Mike could. But Mike could guard the bigger guys better because of his husk and his how like strong.
You remember Mike would do what Ju did if his centers needed help. He would drop down and come from behind.
That's Juju, right? That's Juju. Yes. Juju is the better. She's the better on-ball defender. Juju's not going to get a lot of steals because she don't play off the ball. She don't take gambles like that. She's locking you down. Right. She'll pick the ball from you if you're not looking. Like if she's coming on a switch or she's following her man, she'll poke it out, or she'll grab the ball from you without you even knowing. Hannah's more of a I'm moving freely on defense while everybody else got people locked up. Right. So it comes off as a zone because that's what they're not really playing a regular zone. Like you remember back in the day, zone, you would cover a spot and you will rotate to whoever got the ball. But in this era, people are acting like it's a man, but they're jumping back to another person, passing it off. It's a man zone now, or a zone man, whatever you want to call it.
Matchup zone.
Right. Matchup zone. Yeah, thank you. Matchup zone. So that's the only difference between them. Offensively, I would go with Juju more because Juju's game, Juju knows, and this is what's difficult. This is what makes Caitlin Clark, and I'm not dissing Caitlin Clark fans. The reason Caitlin Clark struggles a lot of times is she struggles in decision making. Her decision making is not that good if you actually watch her, because that's why she has a high turnover rate. Juju, on the other hand, she can score at a high clip, but also make the right pass when it's time to make the pass. A lot of people can't do that. Like she can make that extra pass and she shoots from that elbow. I haven't seen anybody in the women's game attack the elbow like she attacks it. That's why people compare her to Jordan. I compare her to Kobe if it's a man. Because Kobe, that's all he did was attack you from the elbow. Yeah. She played, you could tell she watched Kobe a lot growing up because she got a lot of it in her game. And she knows when to give the ball up at the right time. And she knows how to drag the defense, and she knows how to get the ball to who she needs to. Like last night when it was close, She came down court. Instead of pulling up, she gave that little ditch pass right here to Kiki for the layup. That's Kobe-esque. That's what Kobe used to do with Shaq all the time. Like every time you get to the paint, he'll do it behind the back or he'll do a little pass, and it's like it's crazy.
And I hope and the problem is Kiki. She knows before you know you're open, and she's waiting for you to get to the dunker or the post on the transition. Even she's halfway down the court, she sees that there's no one here.
She sees it.
And she sees it, but you got to make sure you are ready because it's going to come.
Auntie, if that was Caitlin Clark would have threw the pass from half court. But that's a bad pass. People think it's great.
She did throw it. Juju did throw that from half court.
She did. She's done it before, but Juju said, no, I'm going to get a little closer. Make an easier pass. That's IQ.
Yeah.
That shows you how insane her IQ is.
And then she did not give it to Kiki too soon because Kiki know if you start trying to put it on the ground, everybody's going to collapse.
Correct.
You got to know you're big. You got to know their stride pattern.
I
know this from I had a forward in the center like Jew, and I'm a 2. So I would be like, I know I see you. You're waving, but I'm not giving it to you because you're gonna have to put it on the ground. You're a big girl, big post.
Yeah.
Too many dribbles. I'm gonna give it to you where you're gonna go 1-2 up. I seen her hold the ball so long with a person in between her and Kennedy. Now Kennedy, I know how Kennedy 6'1" Kennedy, my girl Kennedy Smith.
Oh man, Kennedy is wait till me and Auntie show. I got a picture on my background. Kennedy, I love Kennedy. I am a huge fan of Kennedy.
They said they haven't even really worked. She never worked with weights until this year. Wait till Kennedy gets stronger and in the condition that Juju's in.
Look,
you'll get glimpses of her on both sides of the ball, but she is just as dominant as Ju on both sides of the ball.
Her defense on Kiki Rice was incredible. When she picked her up 94, because listen, remember I was saying before they played each other, everybody kept asking me, "Who you got? You only pick it SC because of your auntie Juju." No, that's not the only. Well, that's the big reason because you my auntie. That's the big reason. I'm picking you. Listen, I got 3 teams. I got y'all, South Carolina. South Kakalaki. And I got y'all, South Cali, South Carolina. South California, and I got LSU. Those are my three. Those are babies.
Those are my favorite teams. Those
are my favorite teams. So I picked y'all because Lauren Betts. I know everybody loved Lauren Betts. Lauren Betts struggles with athletic and physical centers. Marshall, and I don't know number 34. Well, I don't know who number 34 is.
That's Clarice Akwafu.
Listen.
That's my girl. She did it last year. I already told you it was going to be the me and Nippy.
She gave Lauren Betts so many fits. Betts didn't know what to do. And then y'all are so long from your bench to your dog.
Just to get deflections. I don't need steal. Deflect, we can take. You have to go around from 5'11". Okay, look, the shortest one will be K9 and Malia. Everybody else is 5'11" and above. And you gotta know that length makes it hard.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I know people gonna get mad at me again. I'm not a fan of Kiki Rice. I'm not a fan of Kiki Rice. And I'm not saying she can't play. I'm not saying she can't play. I just don't think she's a point guard. I think she'll be better at the 2. I just don't like her at the point. I just can't get into it.
I don't know what. I feel like you're so right. It's something about her, about being a point that's not clicking for me. Like I'm like, why
Yeah.
did they? I don't know what it is.
Because Auntie, let me ask you this question real quick. Remember at the end of the game, if you're a point guard, you're finna try to feed your best player as much as you can at the end of the game, correct?
Yeah.
She didn't feed Lauren Betts. She didn't feed Lauren Betts once under 5 minutes. Go watch it. And if she did, if she did, then it must have been when she drove to the basket to try to get it to her. But top of the key, she wasn't even looking. She wasn't even looking for Lauren Betts.
And that's crazy to me because the game when we matched and this is the way the experts came down. We just like with UConn, and Gino said it. It's gonna, if it's closer, to come down to Juju or Paige. So I said, well, okay, I'm gonna take Juju because I know Juju's better than Paige. So then I want to, for UCLA, if it's a close game, because we do it all the time with them, it's gonna come down to Betts and Juju. We went
Juju all day.
We went to Juju, but I was like, why didn't I go into Betts? I was like, she's 6'7", she could kill us, she could dominate us, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, come on.
Right. Kiki stopped giving her the ball. Like, and you know why? Because Kennedy was flustering her the whole game. She was clapping in her face. That got in her head, and she wanted to make it a one-on-one battle. And then with Kennedy, then you know who else gave her problems? I'm loving this girl, Kegel. I love Kegel. Kegel's feisty. K9 is, listen, K9 is feisty. Like, don't let the pretty face fool you.
Don't let that face.
Man, K9 a dog. Look.
We were soft. I'm like, no, they're not.
No, K9 ain't soft.
They not. They
K9 is not soft.
Chihuahua out there, like she will. You know what I'm saying? She will drive through you. She's not afraid. She's not scared. I just wanted her to start taking more shots, and that's what we were doing. Juju said it, like, I wanted.
She gonna do it. She gonna do it. Like this team is young. This team's young.
She knows that, and she know. I mean, even though she's young too, Juju's got so much to learn too. But
Ju beyond her years. Ju play like she been in the league. She been here for like 8 years already. It's crazy. It's crazy. Ju could play.
Oh yeah, they said it. People are now, like, the experts are actually saying it out loud. They're like Aaliyah Boston told her, "Girl, you can play in the dub right now. Come on, like you really can." It's like, we know that. We know
she can. She just got to get. She just got to let her develop. Let her body develop. I don't want her to go. I don't want her to go. She got the game. Juju got the game, but Juju needs to let her body develop. Slow down. The dub's gonna be there for you. Just slow down.
No,
like people. She got the build. She got the build, but you gotta build. You gotta have the muscle come. Because you got to let it come in naturally. You can't run yourself. Because look, Angel ain't even got her woman body yet. And she giving you double-doubles and almost 20 rebounds. It's coming.
Remember how straight up and down Angel was? And now do you see her filling out?
Right. Okay.
She getting her back.
Now she's filling out. Now she's getting, man, they in trouble this year. They in trouble. Her and Camilla.
Working with her too. Trust me.
Oh my goodness. Her and Camilla finna dominate, man.
Yeah. Okay, let me read something. Even if the W extends special invitation to join early, Juju will not accept. She wants the championship. She can't leave without cementing. I mean, the plan. She cries so hard because of some the legacy that she would not probably admit, but Cheryl did something extraordinary, but Cheryl had a lot of help, and Cheryl admitted that, and she did. But here's the thing: Cheryl got back-to-back championship, but people don't know Cheryl went again her third year. She was at Texas playing Jody
Mm-hmm.
Conrad's Longhorns. And we didn't have the twins at that point. Okay, we
No.
had Coop and her, and we didn't. So, but we battled, and they got us. They got us. I was watching it. That was cold blooded, but they got us. But the point was, June wants three. You know, she can get two and be fine, and and we'll put a trophy. We'll put a we will put a statue for her for the simple fact that the records, that she's breaking at USC, the things that she's doing at USC. Like I said so all the time, Cheryl gave her the biggest hug and said, "I'm so proud of you." Cheryl will never not ever not want someone to outdo what she did, but it's possible and it's already being done. But she's gonna surpass those things in those historical records. She just did it against UCLA. And one of the things I was saying was like, yeah, Hannah's got the lead for what she did early in the season, but don't lock it down and say that she's player of the year yet, because Ju hasn't come into playing the number one team. And what you got to
Right.
understand, Hannah and Ju were really close for the freshman of the year award. And it was back and forth. One week I would say, "Oh yeah, it's Hannah." One week I would say Ju, and then I said Ju is like the type of person that, okay, you know what, I'm about to lock this down with, and she did with 51. Then I said, that game is coming. Me and Nippy talk all the time. I said, girl, that game is coming. She about to do something that's gonna knock her way ahead. And I just saw what they were showing me last night. They had Ju negative something for player of the year. Next was Hannah. But they kept telling me last night that they had Paige in front of Hannah. You guys, I looked at the ESPN countdown thing. It was Ju, Hannah, Paige.
Paige can't be over Hannah, right? This was their
No,
only signature
no,
win. Was South
no,
Carolina.
no.
Juju and Hannah done did way more than Paige this year.
Paige wasn't the MVP of that game. That was AZ. That was not Paige.
Yeah, that was AZ. That was AZ in the supporting cast.
Yes, absolutely,
Strong in all of them.
absolutely. So it went
And
Ju,
I love
Hannah.
Paige, but no.
No, I love
No.
Paige, but I can't do that. I can't
No,
do that.
Paige is playing. The thing with Paige is, and Gino, Gino.
Efficient.
No, it's not even efficient. I don't look at them field. To me,
I
field
don't
goal
do that.
percentages. Field goal percentages were created for nerds to stay in the game. No, the it was because because everybody talk about Angel, right? Her field goal percentage, but she still gave me 13 and 13. Bill Russell has the lowest field goal percentage of any center in history. But guess what? He got 11 of them boys. So I don't want to hear about that bull crap.
This.
I
I
don't want
don't
to
want
hear
to
about it. It's stupid. Kobe had low field goal percentages, but guess what? He got 5 of them boys. So I don't want to hear that.
And then I have to explain to people, do you ever stop to watch? If you want to know, when you look at Juju's efficiency, it'd be like 46%, or not in a game, but just overall, it'd be 46, 43, 42. So she fluctuates, right? But
Yeah,
my thing is with her is that if she has a lot of free throws, you know why the percentage was low, you guys. Because she was being fouled. She can't have it like by Corey did her a solid by like she said,
right.
did her a solid by giving her single coverage, because if she's single covered, I tell people all the time, she's 40 30 40 a night.
Right.
If you just one-on-one, go one-on-one, let her have a chance to be one-on-one like everybody else, please. Now that kid, let's talk about this kid, Michaela Blakes, with 53 points and 55 points.
If Sarah Strong and them ain't if Sarah Strong and them ain't careful, she gonna be the freshman. Listen, Blake's might be the freshman of the year. They look
I've
50,
been watching her all
55.
year, and I said this girl is special. But I was like, in the middle of my program, my phone goes off, and I look down, and I was like, oh my gosh, she done got 55. Oh dang! I was like, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's on bad BT.
Look, listen, man. I love Sarah. I love Joyce. Yeah, I take that. I love them, but Dog, Blake's might be leading right now, and I love Cambridge. I love Cambridge.
I love this freshman class, but good Lord, but okay, look. So there you go. People say, "Oh, you can't just go off for one game, 53 points." But then she come back with a 50. Do you understand?
She been balling all year though.
She's been balling. I'm thinking
she's carrying Vanderbilt. She's carrying them like her and Pierre.
So DeWitt said, "Listen, Hannah just plays her role." You think Hannah plays? I don't agree with she plays a role. Hannah does.
No. Hannah's the reason that they're where they at. If you take Hannah off that team, they would not be dominant.
And then Juju
I saw it. I saw it.
He says, "I'm gonna finish." He said, "Juju carries her team, and Paige is a player coach, but both have harder jobs than Hannah."
I disagree.
I think harder.
I disagree.
Harder job.
I disagree.
Well, that's what DeWitt thinks.
Because Hannah was doing this last year without Olivia Miles.
And then Citron was the point, and she was
right. Citron was the point, but Citron was bringing the ball up, but Hannah always was the point. She the one who direct where everybody go. You don't have to have the ball in your hand to run the system. Tim Duncan, everybody thought it was Tony Parker. No, Tim Duncan was the floor general for the Spurs.
And Betts has a little bit. She should study him because Betts can read the floor and make some wonderful passes, some terrific assists. I ain't gonna lie. But
Betts is good, but Betts' problem is
she only got two moves.
Right. She only got two moves. Tim Duncan had like a million of them. Yes. Like he'll post you. So she don't have a lot of moves. Appreciate it. She don't have a lot of moves at all.
She needs more moves.
And and then not only that, her defense, she's very slow-footed. Because they were talking about her and Camilla we were talking about her yesterday. And I was telling people, man, Camilla would eat her alive, bro. She don't want Camilla. Camilla eat her alive.
Camilla run that floor on a break, sweetheart, and catch on the fly and score. Get out of here.
Right. It's not even close. Nah. And I like Lauren Betts. I don't want people to think I don't like Lauren Betts. She can play, but
she can play.
Camilla on a whole nother level. Like I don't know if people watch Camilla.
I think we got to figure out, nephew, how we cannot be clunky, okay, with with Camilla and Angel. I know Angel tries to get all the way out of her way, like she does, to give her so that she can be on the floor at the same time.
They got Vandersloot, right?
Oh yeah, okay. She'll be able to pass the ball better into her.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll wait then.
They got Kia Nurse, right?
Oh, we didn't we?
Got Kia Nurse, got Becca Allen.
Maybe Kia will play better on their offense because she used to be a bucket, like on that outside, like way better from the.
Well, the thing that messed her up was she got hurt. She ain't never been the same a little bit, but she was in a system in LA where it just didn't fit her style. Kia got to play with a point guard that can actually play the point.
Right.
She can't play with a scoring point guard.
Okay. Nippy said Juju get 60 game loading. If she wants to, she could, but her team would have to be okay with it and not feel left out or watching or standing around like the nerds. They promoted that. They wanted that. Once they saw that they weren't hot and she was hot and she had the advantage on the guards at Stanford. If I see a mismatch and I know that, like, let's say I look at Kiki and I'm like, Kiki, you got her all day. I'm gonna sacrifice scoring and I'm gonna Dude does that. We're gonna give you the ball, Kiki, but you gotta goddamn put it in. You gotta stop with the weird stuff. Like Kiki, when she wakes up at the end. I mean, she's there when I need her, but
you know what it is.
Nippy Elizabeth, hold up. She definitely doesn't have a deep game outside the post, though. Talking about Lauren. Okay, RC's in here. RC, that's his team, UCLA. I've been having dreams of having the Aces fan club and joining the damn Sparks fan club. Well, I probably not, but it sounds tantalizing. Man, you think you gonna like our Sparks? I can never not be a Spark. I'm on the West Coast. I'm gonna probably add the Valkyries, but
Sparks gonna be straight. They just ain't gonna have no defense, but they're gonna be good offensively.
Well, Hamby always gonna battle. Ray's crazy on that part too.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
but sometimes your offense can out. You don't need defense because if you got a little Paul Westball in you, Betts is predictable.
Right. Paul Westball. Yeah, that's true.
Betts is very predictable, still able to get it done. But I agree. Versus, she needs a little bit more versus. She got time. She's gonna be there another year. She just needs more. Listen, by the end of the game, you think I'm tired of? I already know what you're gonna do. Turn to the left and then swing back right. You're gonna wrap your arm around me, my big, and try to cheat as much as she could. She also stays in the key 3 seconds. She has 1 foot in to kind of give her that edge and that advantage. And if you don't have a good official on board to catch all that, I think Coach Gottlieb finally had to say something. But it was there, and she gets that little edge like that. But Zhu was so smart.
Be pissing me off, man.
She need to be a little
looking because like she got to be more sure of herself. She walks around like she don't know what she's doing at times. It's like,
well, okay. Let me say something about my coach. Let me say something.
Yeah. I need to know.
Okay, so she's okay. You remember when I'm gonna say 2 things before you cut me off with when I say this about Phil, because I'm not gonna stay on him long. So Phil comes into the league with his Zen philosophy, triangle. First of all,
I'm not a Phil Jackson fan, right, but you can go ahead. You can go ahead though.
And people weren't. They hated the triangle. Nobody until they understood it, and they're like, I don't understand it. What is that, a triangle? So he goes on to win championships. So Gottlieb is Brown University. She's an Ivy League. She's a very brainiac type of person, like Einstein. Einstein had his hair shooting up straight. Very,
right.
Very eccentric and things, and she's constantly. Her offense is very pro style, very that's why you don't get it. It's not for you to get. It's not for you to get at all because it's organic. It's very like they know what to do in transition. They know where they're filling the lanes, and then also once the transition ball, because it's designed around Juju. And last year she did a lot of ISO because the IQ of the rest of the seniors was there for they can read and react a little better than she could. They had to help open the space. Now Ju is like, okay, now Ju, we need you to be more read and react off if the transition isn't there. Now, if it isn't there, I'll call in the play or we'll go into motion, and everybody can do that. And so basically, the only thing I need her to with her is very. I love her offense. I totally get it. It would fit me. I don't need you to. I don't.
Well, Phil didn't. He didn't create the triangle. The Tex Winters created the
Tex Winters.
But Phil knew how to explain it. He knew how to explain it to the players better.
I think that's very important too. I think it's very important, to be able to have someone that can explain it and actually break it down. And once the light bulb, because Jordan was like, he wasn't happy with that shit. He did not like that. I can tell. Didn't. So he would just do his own thing and it looked like, dang, that's all he's doing and shit, because man, that's all he knew.
And then she need to stop talking about Caitlin Clark. That's my other thing.
I didn't like. She's
it's like, look.
Like, we don't care. Like she's trying to soften the hate. She's trying to soften the hate around you. She's doing that to make her more palatable. Listen, we do it all the time with Black people. You got to make us more palatable. Like, okay, listen. There were civil rights leaders. I'm gonna do a little politics. There were civil rights leaders, Stokely Carmichael and Colvin and Bayard, and there were all these other people around Martin Luther King. But all they talked about was MLK because he was the most peaceful, the most palatable. Though you're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like we made that day in order to get that day established. We could just like they did with Rosa Parks. The woman before her is the one that they were like, no, she doesn't fit the mold. So you got to make Ju more palatable. and like lessen the blow. Like, of course she's playing. The record is she's on track to break it or come close to it, but no one is like trying to take anything from. We're trying to grow the game along with Caitlin. We're trying to grow the game. We're not trying to like compete with Caitlin. Caitlin ain't even on the goddamn floor. So she's just trying to make it more palatable. But I felt like you did that so much that when you walked in there with the colored uniforms, wearing gold in Iowa, pissed me off. You should have came in with your black uniform. We're about to spoil your party. We're gonna celebrate with you, but we're about to spoil this party.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't need a fan. Like, to me, that was real disrespectful to Kiki and Juju. Like, Caitlyn, everybody got to understand. People say I hate Caitlyn. I don't hate Caitlyn. I hate the bullshit that the media does around Caitlyn. Like, yes, she's a white girl. Yes, she can ball. But every time y'all have a white player, y'all try to just destroy everything other black players do when you don't have to do it. You can celebrate her just like you celebrate everybody else. And now that she's gone, let's celebrate what we got now. Right. Y'all don't. Y'all want to still bring her up all the time. And it's like, we don't need her. Like, you got Hannah balling in Notre Dame, Miles, Citron. You got y'all with Juju, Kennedy, K9, all of them balling. We got Ohio State, the Cambridge sisters. I don't know if they're sisters for real, but you got the Cambridge sisters. Then you got Blake's balling, doing something that a freshman's never done. And they don't want to promote it because they want to keep hanging on to Caitlyn because she's like the first white girl we've seen in a long time be this cold. And it's like, okay, I understand, but the media needs to stop and let these play. This is how you grow your game. This is why the NBA is not growing, because you're not highlighting your other talent. Mm-hmm. You just want to stay with one person. That's it. And that's not how you're going to grow your business. That's not how you're going to continue to grow the game. That's my issue with it. Right. Like, Gottlieb also should have just, cut that shit out. Like, we don't need a fangirl. You got a great player, generational player on your team. Like, y'all should have went in there with the mindset of let's win. You went in there with the mindset to get an autograph. I don't need a coach like that.
I got her number, and she told me if I ever needed offered me if I need help with you. Goddamn, but you don't need no goddamn help. You
don't need no help.
California, we got. You don't know the people Juju knows.
RC. They didn't pump Sabrina up. They didn't pump Sabrina up like that because Sabrina, she wasn't how do you say? She wasn't able to be promoted to the conservatives. She was more of a liberal. They don't like that.
Kelsey Plum said they tried to do that with her a little bit. And then they used to have her ethnicity all mixed up. She's not Puerto Rican, she's white. And then she's straight. And then she said they tried to kind of mess with her and she just didn't like it. It's like, Kelsey was a dog. You know what I'm saying? Before that,
Kelsey could play. Kelsey could play. Caitlyn could play. Caitlyn's a beast, but I'm just saying. Caitlyn a beast. She could play. Yeah, she could play. But it's just that they try to use her to destroy other ball players, and I don't like that.
Yeah. With the social and political climate, they were searching for a white savior. Wasn't the same state with Sabrina, and it's like it's just okay. You should celebrate because she did do a feat. But if anybody is watching that game when she defeated South Carolina couldn't even get into the rhythm. With you calling those fouls on Aaliyah Boston so early in the game, you took once she got taken out, it was like, Okay, I see where we're going. I can see it on Don's face. I can see where we're going with this. We went through this for years and years when I would play all white teams. And I'm going to tell you, like, I was a running gun pressing kind of team. But soon as we go to certain part of California and I had to play this team that was like all white, it was going to be this whistle blown, this and that. And I was looking at it yesterday. Washington, they acted like they wanted to give them the game against USC. We barely touched them, and Washington was so physical against the Trojans yesterday, and barely getting calls. But as soon as we touched them, bloop. I mean, you calling stuff on Juju, like when Caitlin does the chicken arm, Caitlin shoves people down to get free and to get open, and Juju does this thing, and she leans in and steps back to make the girl fall, but she don't even like put no force into it or do like that to get you off of her. Right. She don't even like to use the chicken arm to clear space, and they calling stuff on her. I'm like, okay, here we go. So I have a feeling either we're gonna do this right or we're not gonna do this right. The SEC championship and the Big Ten championship is gonna be off the chain.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be crazy.
I want a fair officiated game, nephew. When I get to March Madness, I want everybody to eat. I want everybody. I didn't come here to see the officials. If there's no harm, no foul, no blood, let them goddamn play.
Continue to help our community.
Yep.
So that's where I'm at. But I gotta wrap it up because I gotta take a business call. But
you good.
Always when you come through, you jump in, you want to come up here, you let me know. But I'm gonna read the last comment. She's too good, and that's a problem for a lot of people. Juju is without question better than CC, even without the scoring record. But I understand the other side if a newcomer came in and was better.
No, CC. Yeah, CC good. CC's great. The problem is her fan. It's like LeBron James. Like everybody think you hate LeBron, it's his fans. It's like they don't hold their player accountable. Like everything they do is perfect. And it's like, but you get mad when we show love to our player. You get mad at that and want to destroy our player because we just feel that they're better than that player. And it don't have to be like that. We can all celebrate each other's player.
We'll be saying something. I'll be reading the comments and people like celebrating her, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, in the comment comes something about Clark, and I'm like, "We're not. Listen, hold up.
We're not hating on her.
We're not hating. We're not even talking about her. I can look at Michaela Blakes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she broke my namesake's record. But I'm at the same time excited about it because the game is growing.
Exactly, and that's the point.
But I can't get that the other way around. Records are made to be broken. Yep. We're not going to wait 40 years anymore, guys. It's no longer going to be a decade before you see stuff, and that's good for the game. Juju will leave a legacy, no doubt, when she leaves. But if somebody comes along and starts doing it, doesn't necessarily mean that they're as good as her. It just means the talent to me is risen because now she's in a W and she's going to continue to rise.
Right.
So
exactly.
You know what I mean? And it's going to get better like that. Just like Caitlin came along, I think they were a little bit too hard on her. I kind of thought the same thing. I didn't think that her body was going to translate or anything. But the second half of the season, I gained respect. Let me fall in love with. Let me fall in love with her game by myself. Don't force me to see something I don't see that I've never seen. She's not somebody I've never seen. In my day, we couldn't shoot that because you didn't get 3 points. Why would I shoot that 35-footer when I'm only getting 2 points for it?
And that's what I be explaining to these players. They be trying to tell me,
on the bench.
Bro, I told this guy the other day, like, bro, if Elgin Baylor played in this era, he would destroy all of y'all. Like, all of y'all. Like, I don't want to hear about because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, right? He came on, he did an interview. Shout out to Cap, man. He basically said, I love Kobe. That's my baby. I love Kobe. But Elgin Baylor's 71-point game was better than his 81. And he said the reason why is Elgin didn't have no 3-point shot. There was no 3-pointers. He just scored 71. But see, everybody took that as a diss. And I told my boy, that's not a diss. He's saying
it's the truth.
It's the truth. And he like, man, but you a Kobe guy. I'm like, yeah, but that was the truth.
It's like
Elgin Baylor.
Lynette Woodard. Same thing. Her points are here. Kaylin's are here. If she had a 3-point line, I gotta add more points to the to the score, and Kaylin wouldn't touch it.
But see, we don't think like that no more, Auntie. You know why? Critical thinking theory is dead. It's been dead. We don't think no more.
All I'm saying is, when I seen it and what she did, it's like, you got it. But I'm not like put her on a pedestal because I know what I've seen in the past. I know the players that I know, and she, you know what I'm saying. So what I like is like her on the fly pushing a rock, throwing like when I see Miles push the rock, put it between her legs on the fly to a running teammate to score. You give me some stuff like that, or you know what I'm saying. But right. but for me, why Juju's my favorite is because she can take over a game. When you are in a close game, you need a superstar like Maya Moore or something. You need somebody that is going to. But I never saw. They were like, you never saw Clark do that. Yeah, against regular teams. I'm talking about in big moments.
Right. That's it.
What makes you got to come out in big, like when she was losing to both LSU, right, and South Carolina. That's when this one makes her legacy. The great Caitlin Clark need to go on a heater for 6 threes. Don't say it's impossible because it's been done. Okay, 3 threes, whatever her threes or whatever it is that she does. This is what makes her. Like this, the way they see her, she should have defeated them.
All right.
In the moment, this is what makes her. Now I'll be like, God damn, Caitlin Clark. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna say that. You got to do it in those moments. And you did it once with South Carolina in the semi, but you came back to face LSU, who nobody had. I had pinned my comment in Twitter when nobody thought of LSU. I just saw the girl pick up her shoe and block the shot, and I was like, "Who are these girls?"
Yeah.
That's a girl from Maryland. Then I was like,
"Yeah, that's Angel." Yeah, that's what I remember from Maryland. Yeah, Maryland, and then she played in the slam thing with Juju. I'm like, ain't that Angel? Because Juju just kept laughing because she like Angel's a dog. Like she gave her a big hug like that, and Angel was talking trash to the other team. Juju over there laughing like, yo, she a dog, man.
It's funny. And she made me laugh. And she would do these, and she was like, who you talking to? You're not talking to me.
But you know what? They don't like that.
I loved it. I was like, who is this?
They don't like that though. They don't like it. Look at Unrivaled. They're not used to somebody who will shut down a guard and a big man. They're not used to that. They're not used to that. Like Angel is different.
Fall on her face, and Tiffany was embarrassed. I'm like,
listen,
dude, she didn't even foul you.
Why? I just got this question. Auntie, and I'm about to bounce because I know you got to do your thing. I just got this question. Why do people only attach generational to offense when there's generational defenders? I'm going to talk about that today. Okay. I'm going to talk about it on Now What. I'm going to talk about it later on. Why do we attach generational? Right. Like Tony Allen was a generational defensive player. Generational, one of a kind. He was one of a kind. Sidney Moncrief, one of a kind.
I remember him. Yeah.
Elena Beard, one of a kind.
One of a kind.
They don't talk about defense though. That
I love it.
mind-boggling.
Oh my God, mind-boggling is right, man. All right, this was great, but
Yeah.
I hope you all enjoyed this. I just wanted to go over the top, the
See you
AP
later, Auntie.
side. Thank you, nephew. Thank you so much. Come back anytime. Okay, so I just wanted to just run that through you guys. I was reading your comments, and I thank you all for responding and joining in. That play just tickled me something off. I remember Angel from the Slam in Maryland. I don't even watch the Final Four after that. I started really watching it. It was too funny. That political, I just like she tickled me, man, to the point where it was like I had to start watching these girls from LSU, and then I loved their little chemistry, and then they had Flajay, who I was already going to follow from the McDonald America because my friend was in marketing at Adidas and told me to check her out. And so I was like, okay, I gotta watch Flajay. And I just love that. And then Moki on the sideline was even funnier. Tony Allen was a hell of a defender, that because the media don't talk about it. That's crazy. I look at both. I like, and then if I have a player that plays both, I'm gonna be really in love with you. Like the fact that you're just not, stand in the corner shooting. Not to say that Ray Allen isn't amazing or anything, but my eyes just draw towards people that play hard on both ends of the court and make critical plays as necessary, and then got an offensive game to it. It's just so exciting to me, you know what I'm saying? So you guys, I'm gonna go around scrolling. I'm gonna see if there's any more news about I only saw that one thing about player of the year, then I'm curious of what they would do with freshman of the year. But the next few games, how's South Carolina doing? How's LSU feeling? I think that this time of the season is okay, mid-February, because there's a lesson in every loss. Like everybody's been saying, and it's true. There's even in life, there's a lesson in every loss. Because it tells you a lot about yourself, what you need to improve on. I think I probably missed more baskets than I made in my career. I know I've almost scored 800 in one season and things like that. And it's like, that really wasn't even what I wanted to be celebrated about, because it wasn't every year that I did that. It was more like my overall game, because I like to play the entire game in a sense, meaning defense and rebound. I think rebounding was like huge for me, and from that 2-guard spot, because no one was really doing that. So all of these things, if one player can do all of these things, that just tickles me. But then I love that, and I think that's why I'm so like my eyes are so drawn to Angel, because I anticipate the ball like she does, like her and Robin do, and I think that's what really attracted me to her. Is like, yeah, get that ball, go back up, yeah, like that's killer to me right there. That I'd be so into the rebound, and it's not even funny. But then Jules just came along and started doing some craziness that took me to another stratosphere with her. Again, my namesake. Even in LA, the people that know me is like, okay, Ju, we know that you're Juju. You know what I'm saying? But now I was like, I'll gladly pass that name on to her, because that's the Ju. That's the Juju. I'm the original Juju, but that's the Juju. but back in our time and stuff, we didn't have social media. We didn't have this. Coaches were implicit bias and racism, trying to find the right school, trying to coming from a small area, everybody can't get into UCLA, USC. At that time they had guards, Long Beach had guards, and I wanted to do 2 sports, so it was like, should I have dropped one? Then I would wonder like what if I didn't pick the right one. But I think I did it my way, and I'm okay with that, because I got to do 2 things that I love to do. But yeah, I know political. You missed both games. That shit was shocking. LSU just blew the game. There's got to be a way that you can click back. Women's Alliance, like you said, and then of course, you know what I noticed in the Big Ten. Change the subject, is the camera work is horrific. Peacock is doing it too. Some of their camera angles and camera work is just like people are falling asleep on the job. I don't know what is going on. Kelly is so spoiled. Kelly is so spoiled. I don't know. I think West Coast is starting to be like people starting to stand up and give us some love again. Like, come on, man. Like, gosh, we came over to your Big Ten that I heard all about, and we dominated that. We all up in the top 4. Like we've been coming for a while. Part of it is that we're getting to keep some of our players that have been plucked from us. And I don't know why people want to go play in the cold that badly. I know those teams are, big programs for women's basketball, but I'd rather stay where the beaches and the rain, beaches and there's no rain and it's sunny and there's sunshine. You can wear shorts and flip flops and carry on like that. I don't know what that's all about, but hey, go off. Your quarterback from California, Jaden Daniels. Wait, who are you talking about, Jaden Daniels or I don't know who your quarterback is. He was at the game. Yeah, Jaden Daniels. That's what I thought you meant. He's from San Bernardino, which is like inland, as we call it, the Inland Empire. It's outside of LA. It's pretty far. Pretty far to get into LA, but not where he was at the Galen Center. If you stop right there, but if you come all the way back from Inland Empire all the way up to like Westwood or something, it's gonna be a distance. I still don't know why they broke that conference up. Man, all I know is all they needed to really do was stop having us subscribe because you guys didn't really get to see our games. And I couldn't understand why. I didn't know that. I couldn't understand why you all didn't know about us. Like, you barely heard about Juju unless she did something extraordinary or bets, and but you knew about Stanford though. You certainly knew about Stanford. I know y'all knew, Tara Vanderveer and Stanford for sure. So, and we do too, but I think there was more about money in football. I think it was more football, but it's kind of cool to see USC and UCLA and Oregon being in the Big Ten. It's kind of cool to see that for football. But it's been interesting. I've been enjoying playing these Big Ten schools because they're so physical, so athletic, and they just be beating us down. It's just funny to me, like to watch us play them when I'm not used to that. I think it's making us better. I think the conference was not properly managed as far as distribution of dollars. There had to have been something like that political. It did. It had probably something to do with that. But hey, I gotta take this phone call, get ready for it. I'm gonna go back up, Nippy, all you guys, for Notre Dame Duke. I gotta find out what time that game is. I might not put a schedule on for it, but just know I'm gonna come up. Like I don't wanna. I like the way my page looks with just. I do have UCLA on there, but I don't know if I want to put a Notre Dame one up like that. But we'll see. Notre Dame Duke. Come on back to Everybody Loves Juju. If this is your first time here, hit the like, hit the subscribe, follow me, take a look at my content. If you like what you see, tell a friend, and join me here, right back here for all USC things, USC Trojans, and just overall our conference, because we're getting ready to go on a ride, y'all. All right, talk to y'all soon. Signal was great. Thank you. I've been working on that, DeWitt. I've been working on my signal. I think what I have to do is make sure that stuff is not open behind and I went to Firefox and then I restarted the router. So thank you for saying that, because I've been like all messed up. But I appreciate that. I'm working on it, guys. I'm getting better. Thank you, DeWitt. All right, take care.